This is your Barbados Today Morning News Update for Monday, September 2nd, 2019. Thanks for joining us. I'm Carol Williams. We begin with focus on the Bahamas, where islands have been getting a pounding from an extremely dangerous Hurricane Dorian. The Category 5 system was packing winds of 185 miles per hour, with sustained winds and gusts of over 220 miles per hour. It slammed into the Abaco yesterday, bringing storm surges of up to 23 feet. One emotional resident called in to Eyewitness News.
Were y'all in one of the areas that were told to evacuate?
No, Mom.
How many people are in the home?
3.
Are y'all able to reach any of the emergency numbers?
We tried to, but nobody has answered. Every line is blocked, Lord.
Where in the house are you guys right now?
We're in the bathroom.
How bad is the flooding?
I gotta go.
The government says official help won't be possible before Wednesday. We get more in this report.
Many had not heeded my warning. Many had remained behind, and still there are individuals within the western area who still refuse to leave. I can only say to them that I hope this is not the last time they would hear my voice, and may God be with them.
Hurricane Dorian tore through Abaco this morning, leaving nothing but destruction in its wake. Eyewitness News received many calls for persons in distress, wondering when rescue efforts will begin.
I'll ask you a simple question. Winds of 180 miles an hour. If I ask you tomorrow to go and rescue those people, would you go?
And as it relates to potential rescue efforts, Dr. Minnis said,
He asks you and the entire Bahamas that we pray for those in Abaco, adjoining Keys, Grand Bahama, and Bahamas at large.
The Prime Minister said it is unreasonable to ask persons to risk their lives in a Category 5 storm.
Especially when individuals were warned repeatedly to move.
And just when persons can expect to be rescued.
We are anticipating all clear by Wednesday. At that particular time, we would move in all materials, equipments. As I've said, the Americans have been extremely helpful. All materials, equipments are in the vicinity, waiting to be dispatched as soon as the weather permits.
The Prime Minister said the government is working on drafting legislation for mandatory evacuations.
Back in Barbados, a plan has been developed to deal with the water outages in the north of the country. It was announced on the weekend by Prime Minister Mottley, who put the preliminary cost of the plan at $15 million.
We have worked with the engineers, both locally and outside, with the Water Authority, and have the makings of what we believe to be a plan to be executed over the course of the next 12 months that we hope will bring relief to the people of the North. That plan will cost us initially about $15 million, but it is significant that there has been a failure to review how we manage the hydraulics of a water system that is more than a century old. And that we continue to believe that the physical infrastructure that we have inherited is sufficient to be able to do the things that are necessary to guarantee access to water.
Mottley explains what will be involved as part of the plan to deal with the water problems plaguing some parishes.
We have agreed in principle to fund a capital works program that will be dedicated to deliver water to the lower elevations of the East Coast, such that that water being delivered now at Golden Ridge, Bowmanston and Hampton to both low and high elevations can be reserved for purely the higher elevations in St. Joseph, St. Andrew, St. Lucie. It will mean that we will put in a new pumping house at Vineyard, that we will have to build a new reservoir, complete new reservoir at Stuart Hill, that we will have to run pipe from Stuart Hill to the East Coast to ensure access to water for persons on the East Coast, and that we will have equally to address the problem from the north as well.
The Prime Minister was speaking at the Ermy-Bourne lecture organized by the Barbados Labour Party's St. Andrew branch, the Thursday Club and the Ermy-Bourne Foundation. The lecture was delivered by Senator Lissa Cummings. She made a case for the revitalization of St. Andrew, including having the Scotland District declared a protected area.
How many people outside of the area, I did not know, knew that the Scotland District is a summit of an elongated submarine mountain range that is several hundred kilometers long, extending from Trinidad to Puerto Rico. The district, Scotland District, is the only location in the entire Caribbean where this mountain range is above water. I didn't know that. That is a phenomenal thing. Not only, therefore, is this area ideal for designation as a protected national park, but it arguably, possibly, maybe, even meets the criteria to have Barbados' next World Heritage designation assigned to it.
The Barbados Tourism Marketing Inc. is introducing new features to the Food, Rum and Wine Festival scheduled for October. We'll be having more pop-up parties in a bid to get Barbadians more involved in the festival, which is celebrating its 10th anniversary. CEO of the BTMI, William Billy Griffith, made the announcement at this weekend's launch.
We will be infusing more opportunities for average Barbadians to get more involved. We will be hosting 8 pop-ups with a different flair every other Saturday leading up to the festival. After the festival, we will continue with our pop-ups into the month of December as we gear up for more activities for Regathering 2020. Looking at the heart of the festival, which will be held from the 24th to the 27th of October, we will begin as usual on Thursday with our free open fish fry night out, where else, none other than the famous Oystons.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
And finally, thousands of protesters yesterday blocked roads and public transport links to Hong Kong Airport in a bid to draw world attention to their fight for democracy. Reuters TV reports on the situation in the Chinese-ruled city, which is facing its biggest political crisis in decades.
Thousands of protesters blocked transport routes to Hong Kong's international airport on Sunday, the day after some of the most intense violence in more than 3 months of civil unrest. At the airport, planes have been taking off and landing, albeit with delays. But trains to the airport were suspended and approach roads impassable, forcing protesters and passengers alike to walk. Trolleys were overturned and barricades erected at the airport and the nearby town of Tung Chung. There, the MTR subway station was trashed by demonstrators, who smashed CCTV cameras and dismantled station turnstiles. This action comes the day after footage was shot at another MTR station, showing police spraying tear gas and beating commuters with batons. Amnesty International said the metro violence needs to be investigated. Hong Kong police say they have arrested 63 people between the ages of 13 and 36.
And that's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook. And sign up for breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We're also on Izumi Media in bus terminals, as well as Screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM and Capital Media HD 99.3 FM. I'm Carol Williams. Have a good day.